friends, apart from the navigation equipment, training and demonstration videos, today's video is going to be a little different because today's video is based on one of the home appliances which is not properly working, and that appliance is right now at my home. So I'm going to give a try to rectify the problems with that equipment. So let's begin. I have one microwave with me, and in this microwave, some days ago I have a problem that microwave is not heating properly. Actually, it is not heating. The microwave is not working properly. So I decided to call the customer care. After listening my query, they have told me that your microwave magnetron is damaged and it's not working. So that's why there is no heating. So they are going to send some of the engineer and he will rectify the problem. And some charges they have told that magnetron will cost around 2000 rupees, or you can say $25 US dollars. I said okay, and then I hang up the call. And then I decided to first go through the equipment and have a look. If the magnetron is not working, it must be available normally in the market and we can buy it and install it. Must be easy. And rather than giving some money to here and there, so I started looking in some of the major sites, and I finally found one magnetron which was costing $20, good one. And in the reviews I have already told that if you are going to buy a magnetron, it is better that you buy the capacitors, the diodes and fuses all together, because normally these all equipments stop working at the same time, so you have to order all the things. So I calculate all the price, and price goes around 3500 bucks. I thought, I don't know whether my capacitor is working, whether my diode is working or not, or the fuse is blown off. So to have a look, or you can say to have a check on it, I go to site and I order first the multimeter, this multimeter, because this equipment is very useful in day-to-day life. If you really work on small things, equipments, electronic stuff, you must have this. Then I tried to find out which of the equipments from the full circuit, which equipment is actually not working. It's a capacitors, or it's a diodes, it's a fuse, or it's a magnetron. So in this video, I'm going to tell you how to check all these equipments one by one with the help of multimeter also, so that in case if the same problem happening in your microwaves, and so you can have a look and you can actually check all these equipments. So this next I'm going to show you one photograph. This is how my microwave looked like before opening. So have a look on this photograph. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the equipments, the which are there in the microwave, and I have removed it. Actually, I'm not making this video before because now I have already rectified my microwave problem, which was there, and now I have again opened the equipment to show you how to check and how to rectify the problem with very less amount, and easily you can do it at your home. But one more thing which I want to tell you, that the microwave is actually working on very high voltages. This is 2100 volts. So you have to be very cautious while doing any work in the microwave, and always take help from the elderly people while doing all these works. Be cautious because the voltage is really very high. The first thing is this capacitor. You can see this is the capacitor which we use in the microwave, and it is written over here. It's 2100 volt AC. Spoke on. I don't know whether you can see or not. It's 2100 volts, and it's 1 microfarad. So the output is 2100 volts. This is high resistance capacitor. Then we have a diode. So as you can see, there's a there's a you can see the markings here. So this is a cathode, this is the anode, right? And I have a fuse. This is a small fuse, which is 5 kilovolts and around zero point 0.8 amperes, which we use in the microwave. So this is high resistance volt, which works only for microwave, and 5000 volts. Okay. Then we have the magnetron, this one, which was there in my microwave. So you can see I have something, did something. I'm going to show you. Okay, now this capacitor, I'm going to just check on it, and I will show you how to check. So very small 2-3 checks for the capacitors. First of all, you have to check whether it is intact. It's not leaking somewhere. It's not blown off. It's look intact, nice. You can see it's not a bulge out. It is intact thing, not leaking somewhere. So first of all, you have to check this. If it is leaking, if it is bulged out, remove it because it is not no more working. So this one, I have seen that this is okay. From the body is okay. Everything is fine. So now next, what I have to check is the continuity of the capacitor. Continuity means that these terminals are not short from inside and not short to the body of the capacitor. So I am going to shift it to the continuity to check the continuity. As you can see, no, yeah. So the continuity, and now I will check whether it is so. First of all, you can listen a beep, right? Yeah. So now you will check. See, there is no beep. So this is not short from inside. As you can see, I'm touching the terminals, both terminals, and it is not short from inside. Next, what I have to check is that whether this terminal is short to this one, this outside body. No, it is not, because there is no beep coming. So it is still showing 1. This is the open circuit. It is showing 1. Okay. So I will check from here also, from this terminal to this terminal, nothing happening. So we can say that the thing is intact. As you can see, the terminals are not short from inside with each other, and they are not short with the body of the capacitor. So this capacitor is working fine, no problem with this capacitor. And fuse, yeah, fuse, okay. Fuse also, you can see this is the right fuse. So that's why we are receiving a beep on the multimeter. So this is fuse is okay. Actually, the kind of fuse which we are using is something like that. I was unable to make it proper, so I taped it on so that there's a proper insulation, which I'm now using. So you can see the beep. So this is working. So this is a fuse which we use there. So we will also check for the diode whether it is working or not working. They are designed so that the current flow will be from one direction only. Current cannot be reversed, so it is only one directional. So from anode to cathode, the current will flow only from anode direction to the cathode. So as I have shown you that these are markings, so this is a cathode and this is anode, right? So actually my this multimeter is not very sensitive. It's only 200 kilovolts here. So to check this one, we need some technique just to find out where this resistance is, this diode is working or not. Uh, so okay, so for this I'm going to use one adapter. This is the DC adapter, and the output volt it is showing 6 volts. So the output here in this adapter it is 6 volts. So just I'm going to connect it, and shift it to the 20 volts on the, you can see 20 volts here. So now we will check how much voltage it is giving right now. Yeah, so I don't know whether you can see it on your screen. It is showing around 6 volts. You can see 6 volts, right? So this is working, giving you 6 volts of the current. So in order to, we will now put the diode in the series with the output of this current, and we'll see whether there is a voltage drop or not. Okay, so this is my style. I'm going to put it in that way. So this is a cathode. So we have connected this to anode, and this is anode. So I'm going to fix it here like this, anode to anode, right? Now I will check. This is anode, this is cathode. As you can see, you cannot see. Now in my potentiometer, in my multimeter, the voltage is showing 2 volts. What that mean? That the diode is taking away 4 volts of current. So this one is working, right? This is working. If I'm going to put it in the other way around, as I have told you, the current will flow only in one direction. So let's try whether it is correct or not. So this is positive anode, and here I'm going to touch. See, there's zero. So there is no current flow in the opposite direction. So this is the only method to find out whether the diode is working or not, because my equipment, this multimeter, is not that sensitive and not that expensive. Okay, so this is diode which is working. So this is working, this diode is working. Of course, the fuse are blown off, so I have ordered a new fuse, which costs only around $2, or you can say 100 rupees, approximate $2, $1.5, right? So now this is our magnetron. See, in the photo I have shown you how the real magnetron, or the magnetron which was installed in my which was installed in my microwave, how the plug was there. So the problem which was arise, I have checked everything, that the problem which was there, that the plug was short from inside, that these two terminals were leaking together with each other. So the current was, there was a plate here, so the current was flowing through this terminal, and it is leaking with this terminal. So there is a short inside, and as I have told you that here the current are very high, 1800 volts to 2100 volts. So be cautious with this magnetron is uh, work on very high voltages, so be cautious while working on the magnetron. Okay, so I'm going to show you the small steps how to check the continuity or the working of this magnetron. So just remove the cover, back cover. As you can see, there is a coils, these are intact, this is intact with this, and there is a plug. This plug was from here till here, the plug was from here till here. So I burn the half part so that I can remove the plate inside, which was connected to this plate, which was soldered. You can see the holes here, right? So I have removed that plate, and just this is the problem which basically normally uh, microwave suffers. The problem is that this plug which is available, which is not easily available in the market, I'm telling you, which is not easily available in the market, and this plug cost only 50 rupees. 50 rupees means less than a dollar, less than a $1. But this is not easily available. So what you have to do is you have to go, and they will just say, I have tried many shops I tried that they can give me the plug and they can solder it here, and they can change the plug so that my magnetron will start working. But they always said no, it's not available, you have to buy a new magnetron, you have to buy a new magnetron. So I tried uh, some of the some of the ideas, that why don't I remove the thing which is creating a problem. So that is a plate which is creating a problem. So so first, what checks you have to do in the magnetron is that you will see the magnets first. Here, see these two magnets, these are big magnets. Here you can see a metal cap which is intact, there's no black, it's good, it's clear, no black, nothing. And you can see this a mesh, with this is a thin mesh, and you can see this is not also black, this is clear, nice white, a good golden color. This is okay, this metal cap is okay. These two magnets, normally what happened that due to overheating these magnets will crack, but this magnet is good, there's no crack. Both sides you can see these are the heat sinks. So these looks okay, but there's no work for this. These are only to sink the heat. So these are like radiators, as they're in your motorbikes. So these are the heat sinks. The main thing is that these connections which is going inside, and this is the full magnetron rod inside. So what checks you have to do is switch your multimeter to the continuity. You can see continuity. Now you have to check whether these terminals are continue or not. You can see, you can listen a beep, right? So these are continue, these are showing 0 approximate, so these are continue. It means this, the current which is going from this side is coming out from this side. So the inside part is okay, seems okay. Now what we have to check, whether these terminals are short to the body or not. So what we have to do, one terminal here and one here, there is no beep, not short. Touch here and touch here, it is also not short. So there is a continuity of electricity. So you can see, I've checked here at this terminal, yes, it is open. Here this beeping, so this is also okay. Here, yes, this is okay. This terminal, yes, okay. This terminal, yeah, okay. So as you can see, the whole this terminal is connected, it is going inside, it is continue, and it is coming out from here, and this is also continue. So it means now it is working. So before, what happened, the plate inside was short with these terminals. So what was happening, the current which is flowing inside from here was leaking, and it is going here. So that's why the equipment fuse was blown off. This was the only problem with the magnetron. So I have shown you how to check the things. And this, if you don't have plug, if you cannot find out any plug, so you can do this thing also. See, this is basically an idea. So whatever I have did with my magnetron, it's just an idea, that in case if you're not going to find out the plugs, and really you don't want to waste the whole product, so you can just remove what is creating problem, and this will start working. So actually, just to make a video, I have taken out all the parts out, and one by one I have shown you how to check on each part. So rather than buying a full magnetron, a capacitor, a diode, I buy one multimeter and have a look and check all the equipments, that whether they're working or not. So I found them working. So approximate 500 bucks, or you can say around 7 to 8 US dollars I have saved on this. I only buy one fuse which was blown off. I've checked the continuity with the old fuse. So this was costing approximate 1.5 US dollar, you can say 100 rupees. And with this plug, I have fabricated kind of thing here like this. So everything is now look okay, and I have removed the cap. So I burn the cap with the lighter and remove it. And just to little kind of insulation of plastic thing which I have put in between these terminals, and then I'm going to put it back in my microwave, and I will show you that things are working. So just at the cost of one plug, they want us to remove the whole or change the whole magnetron, which is costing very high. So if at your home you are having problem with your microwave which is not heating, I'm suggesting you to call the customer care representative or the electrician, a trained electrician. But if you really have if you are really curious about the things for your appliances, equipments, try, try it. This will work. And now after this video, I'm going to show you one photograph which I have taken after I have installed everything in this in my microwave, and the way it looked like, and my microwave working. I will show you a small video how the microwave is working now. I have plugged the equipment. See, you can see this is showing here. Let's rotate it a while. I'm going to put a cup of water inside. Let's just start. See, you can see the voltages. No problem. It's working fine. There's no sparking. It's nothing. Now the equipment is working and the cup is moving nicely. '21, 2019. Little more. It's hot. You can see the vapor is coming out. See, so this is working now.